The Holy Gospel according to Saint John, the first chapter. The next day, Jesus decided to go to Galilee. He found Philip and said to him, "Follow me." Now Philip was from Bethsaida, the city of Andrew and Peter. Philip found Nathanael and said to him, "We have found him about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth." Nathanael said to him, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Philip said to him, "Come and see." When Jesus saw Nathanael coming toward him, he said to him, "Here is truly an Israelite in whom there is no deceit." Nathanael asked him, "Where did you get to know me?" Jesus answered, "I saw you under the fig tree before Philip called you." Nathanael replied, "Rabbi, you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Jesus answered, "Do you believe because I told you that I saw you under a fig tree? You will see greater things than these." And he said to him, "Very truly, I tell you, you will see heaven opened and the angels of God ascending and descending upon the Son of Man." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. Lord, open my lips, and my mouth will declare your praise. Amen. Pastor Edwin Peterman once told this joke in one of his sermons. The waiter in a mediocre restaurant walked up to a gentleman he had just served a few minutes earlier and asked, "How did you find your steak, sir?" "It was easy," the man replied. "I just lifted up my potatoes and there it was." Our gospel reading is all about finding. Sometimes I have trouble finding things in our home. Do you ever have that problem? You look for those lawn and leaf bags for your yard. You remember having a box from last year, and you can't find them no matter what. And then, just after you bought a new box of them, one day as you pass by in the garage, there they are, exactly where you left them a year ago. A Greek ruler once asked Archimedes whether a crown was made entirely of gold or if it had silver mixed in it as well. Well, this question puzzled Archimedes. One day when he stepped into his bath, he noticed that the water rose when he sat down. And all of a sudden, he realized that by comparing weight to volume, you could determine the density of an object. He jumped out of the bath and he ran naked through the streets shouting, "Eureka! Eureka!" which means, "I found it! I found it!" In a way, the answer found Archimedes when he wasn't even looking for it, while he was taking a bath. There is an element of surprise in his discovery. Now, the very same Greek word is used in our gospel several times today, and I brought it here with me so that I can read the word to you. In verse 45, it says, Philip found Nathanael and said to him, in Greek, here are the words, Euriske Philippos tan Nathanael kai legei auto. Euriske. That euriske is the same as eureka. Eureka. Jesus finds Philip. Philip finds Nathanael. And Philip says to Nathanael, we have found him about whom Moses in the law and also the prophets wrote, Jesus, son of Joseph from Nazareth. Now, in Philip's discovery, there is an element of surprise too. Philip didn't set out to look for Jesus, but Jesus found him. Often we in the church think that we can find new members and evangelize the world by proving to people that Jesus exists, that the Christian faith is the only religious truth in the world. I have tried this method out when I was in high school together with my best friend. We wanted to prove to an atheist classmate of ours that Jesus was the Son of God and that he rose from the dead. Being of a scientific mind, well versed in logical arguing, our friend stood his ground very well. And we didn't accomplish anything that day, as pushy and ardent as a Catholic and a Lutheran girl can be together. However, by our everyday contacts with him, we became good friends anyway. Sometimes we try to play on the emotions of people, guilt-tripping them to see if they will change their ways and believe. That does not work. We can lay a guilt trip on maybe some of our inactive members, or we can argue with atheists, but sometimes nothing good will come out of that. Oftentimes, evangelism or making disciples is really a divine accident. It happens or it doesn't happen, regardless of how much effort we put into it. Now, that doesn't mean that we shouldn't tell others about our faith. We do. But what we do is an invitation, and it is one made in the context of our love for another human being. We invite them as Philip invited reluctant Nathanael, the one who thought nothing good could come out of Nazareth. Come and see. We don't have to be the experts with all the answers. We don't even have to be these mature Christians. The theologian D.T. Niles once said that evangelism is nothing more than one beggar telling another beggar where to get something to eat. Isn't that a beautiful way of saying that? Evangelism is bearing witness that God has found us by becoming one of us in His Son, Jesus. Why are you here today? Why are you watching this today? Maybe because someone once said to you what Philip said to Nathanael. Come and see. Maybe you were just a child and your parents brought you to the baptismal font and later kept their promise to God and kept bringing you to come and see Jesus again and again. Or maybe your friend or your neighbor or your husband or wife invited you to come and see. Maybe you are with me today because someone was so good to you that you had to know the source of their kindness and love. You asked them and they told you, "Come and see where I receive strength for every day." Maybe you are here with me today simply because you were curious one day. God called the little boy Samuel while he was asleep. He called Nathaniel while he was sitting under a fig tree. And he calls us from everyday, ordinary life situations. We don't have to be especially gifted or mature or learned. Come as you are. We only need to be willing to hear when he calls us through a friend who says, "Come and see. Come and see Jesus Christ, the Son of God, whom we have found because he first found us." 3 words, come and see. But just look at what they meant in today's gospel. They caused a chain reaction of invitations from Philip all the way to you and me. What can those 3 words mean when we say them this week to people we have never said them to before? Try it out. Amen.